Good morning, brothers and sisters. The 7 deadly thinking errors. Now, this is one of the most ambitious videos I've made, as I'm trying to explain in the simplest possible way some great tools which are used in therapy. So the video could be slightly long, please bear with me and be with me till the end, and I promise you, inshallah, that you'll gain highly impactful insights. Now, imagine there's someone who goofs up 80 to 90% of the time, who doesn't say the truth, and who gets facts wrong consistently. Would you trust a person like that? Would he have any credibility whatsoever? Would you entrust her with anything? Well, the answer is no, of course. Now ponder over this for a second. According to the National Science Foundation, an average person like you and I has about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. And of these, almost 90% are negative and repetitive, again and again and again and again. So as a joker says, all my thoughts are negative ones. You don't believe me? They're thinking badly about me. They think that I'm a loser. Something awful is going to happen to my health. He doesn't like me. Oh, she will never help us. I don't think I'll ever get a good job. No, he's always finding mistakes. Familiar thoughts maybe, or super familiar, right? Now, what should be noted is that the vast majority of these thoughts are incorrect. You're just making them up. Think about it. In other words, they're exaggerations and lies. And that's why they're called as thinking errors. And imagine having incorrect and irrational thoughts like these several thousand times every day. They'll hold you back, mess up your communication, and ruin your relationships. Hence, it's extremely important, brothers and sisters, to recognize thinking errors and do what you have to correct them, to come up with more helpful, more moderate, and more accurate thoughts. To help you do that, I've created an acronym using the 7 most dangerous thinking errors. This acronym will help you identify and correct your thoughts, and it will also help you to support your colleagues, your loved ones, and your children. When you hear them voicing such thoughts, educate them using this acronym and help them change. Trust me, this will create a huge positive impact on your state of mind, on your career and relationships. The acronym, ta-dang, is PROBLEM. Easy to remember and teach. P stands for predicting the future. Although none of us knows what is going to happen in the future, we often like to try our hand at fortune telling. My boss hasn't replied to my email, so, oh my God, he's going to criticize me harshly in the staff meeting tomorrow. If I go for that party, nobody's going to talk to me. I'll have to sit in a corner, bored and embarrassed. I'm late to reach home due to an unplanned meeting. My wife will not understand, and oh my God, she's going to make an issue. These are classic examples of predicting the future. Okay? So notice it, and instead of predicting doom and gloom, remind yourself of all the other possible outcomes. Think of what has mostly happened in the past and come to more accurate estimates. Now, R of problem stands for removing the positive. If 9 good things happen and 1 bad thing, we often filter out the good and zoom in on the bad. Boss said some good things about the report, but also located 2 errors. And you focus only on the errors and you feel bad. Guests said many good things, but they didn't particularly appreciate the food served. So you feel down and you hate them. Or maybe we look back at our performance and declare that it was terrible because we made a single mistake. Now notice this thinking error and develop a balanced outlook by deliberately noticing the positive. O of problem for overgeneralizing. Now this is when we readily think in terms of always, never, all, none, etc. You never appreciate me. You're always delaying submissions. Everyone in that family are rude. And if you fail to close 1 deal, as an example, you might decide, I'm bad at closing deals. Or people of a particular nationality are bad. Or people following a particular religion are bad. Now, to cure yourself of this serious error, take notice of times when an incident may apply to only one specific situation, for heaven's sake, instead of all other areas of life. Now, B for black or white thinking. Okay? Now, quite often we excel in seeing things as being black or white or in extremes. Perhaps you have two categories of friends or relatives or co-workers, the good ones and the bad ones. They like me or they hate me. I'm good at something or I'm bad at something. Well, brothers and sisters, spot the thinking and take effort to recognize the shades of gray, rather than putting things in all good or all bad terms. L for larger than life. Now, this is quite an issue. Quite often we think that things are much worse than they actually are. So if you fall short of meeting your financial goals one month, you may think, I'm going to end up bankrupt. The worst possible outcome, even though there's no evidence that the situation is nearly that bad. Child is late to come from school and you start painting mental images of the worst possible situations. Accident, ran away from home, kidnapping, locked in the bus. Oh my God. Or the doctor says, we have to investigate further. And the first thing that comes to your mind is the big C. Now, when you begin predicting doom and gloom, remind yourself that there are many, many other potential outcomes. E of problem stands for everything is personal. As much as we'd like to say that we don't think the world revolves around us, it's easy to personalize everything, brothers and sisters. If a friend doesn't call back, you may assume she's mad at me. I've done something wrong, yeah? It's all about me. If a coworker is grumpy, you might conclude, he has a problem. He doesn't like me. Boss criticizes specific elements of the report, gives specific details, but then for you, it's like, he doesn't like me. What's his problem with me? So when you catch yourself personalizing situations, take time to point out other possible factors that may be influencing the circumstances. The last one, brothers and sisters, M for motive guessing. Now, we can never be sure what someone else is thinking. We don't have that faculty, yet everyone occasionally assumes that they know what's going on in someone else's mind and what their intentions are. He criticized the presentation because he wanted the boss to notice. Well, come on, how do you know? How do you know what's happening between his ears? He's planning to plot against me. You said hi to him at the mall and he didn't reciprocate. It's because he's become arrogant after the last promotion. You did this because of that, he did this because of this, and so on. Please remind yourself that these inferences are not necessarily based on reality. Tell yourself that you might not be making accurate guesses about other people's intentions. So that's your problem, brothers and sisters. P, predicting the future. R, removing the positive. O, overgeneralizing. B, black or white thinking. R, L, larger than life. E, everything is personal. And M, motive guessing. Now, please go through this video repeatedly, and once you start recognizing your thinking errors, you can start to challenge them. Look for exceptions to the rule and gather evidence that your thoughts are 100% true. Then you can begin replacing them with more realistic thoughts. Well, changing the way you think takes a lot of effort initially, okay? But with practice, you'll notice big changes, not just in the way you think, but also in the way you feel and behave. You can make peace with the past, look at the present differently, and think about the future in a way that will support your chances of reaching your goals. And maybe you just change one or two of these thoughts, it can have a huge positive impact on your life. So all the best and do well. God bless.